Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're all well and having a really great day so far. If you're new here, then welcome. I'm Emma and I make beauty videos here on YouTube. Today's video is a full face of old favourites, so if you'd like to see how I put this look together, grab yourself a drink, subscribe if you haven't already, and keep on watching. For primer today, I'm using the Huda Beauty Water Jelly Primer, and I'm just applying that all over the face using my fingers. In the areas where I have quite large pores or texture, I'm going to use a pore filling primer, and my favourite is the Benefit Porefessional. So I'm just applying the Porefessional primer in the areas where I'd like my skin to look that little bit more smooth. So for me, that's in between my eyebrows, around my nose, a little bit on my chin, and also this area here where I have some acne scarring. I do like to use an illuminator under my foundation because I think that it makes my skin look a little bit more youthful. And the one that I'm going to be using today is the MAC Strobe Cream, and this is in the shade Pinklite. I've been using this product for a few years now and I do really like it. It's also quite moisturising on the skin. You can use this all over if you want to, but I'm just going to apply it to the areas that I want to catch the light. So that's going to be on my brow bone, on my cheekbones, my nose, Cupid's bow, just the areas that you'd like the light to catch. And I'm not being too precise with the application. We are going to blend this out with the foundation as well. And you can see already it's just giving a nice glow to the skin. For foundation today, I'm using the Estee Lauder Futurist Hydra Rescue, and this is in the shade 2C3 Fresco. I do really like this foundation. It is part of my project pan this year, but it's a really lightweight formula and it gives amazing coverage, so it's going to cover this redness in my cheeks really easily. And I'm just applying that to my face using this beauty sponge from Real Techniques. But I just love how this foundation sits on the skin. It looks really natural. Although it's a very full coverage foundation, it sits lovely on the skin. And I'm just lightly tapping that into the hairline. I'm going to be using two concealers today. The first is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place Flawless Concealer. This is in the shade 2C, which is light medium. And also the Tarte Shape Tape in the shade 16N, which is fair light neutral. So this one matches the foundation, and I'm just applying this to the face in the areas that I need a bit more coverage. And I'm using a tiny bit of the Tarte Shape Tape in the areas that I want to brighten. And I'm just blending that with the same beauty sponge. I've really been enjoying using a cream bronzer recently, and one of my favourites is this one from Huda Beauty. It's the Tantour and mine's in the shade Fair. And I'm just applying that to my skin using this C02 brush from Spectrum. I think this brush just helps me to position the product where I want it. And again, back in with the beauty sponge to blend that into the rest of the makeup. And I'm going to set all of that base makeup with this Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I also want to apply a powder bronzer, and today I'm using the Too Faced Sweet Tea. This is a gorgeous bronzer and it's got a really nice luminosity to it. And I'm applying that with a big angled brush and just lightly dusting that onto the skin. And I'm just bringing that onto the areas that would catch the sun. For brows today, I'm using the Precisely My Brow pencil and also the Gimme Brow from Benefit. Both of these are in the shade 3. To start with, I'm just going to give my brows a brush through with this spoolie. And this is just going to help me to create the shape that I want. And I like to define the underneath of the brow first by just applying some gentle strokes. And I do them both together because I do think it's easier to try and even them up as I go, rather than to do one brow and then try and create the shape again with the other. And then just with the brow gel, brush through. I try not to use too much pencil at the start of the brow. I prefer to darken the hairs up with the gel, just because I think it makes it look a little bit more natural. I personally prefer to go a little bit darker with my brows, but that's just personal preference. I could probably go a shade or two lighter. I really love Benefit brow products. I think that they've really upped their game over the last few years, and I'd say that they're probably now my go-to company for anything brow related. For eyeshadow today, I'm using the Too Faced Natural Eyes palette, and for years this was my go-to everyday palette. It's just got beautiful neutral tones. You can create easy daytime looks or transform your eye look into a sultry evening smoky eye. It's just a great all-rounder. To start with, I'm taking this shade here, which is Strip Poker, and I'm going to take that onto a fluffy brush and just put that through my crease. I do like as well that some of the shades that you would use more often are in a slightly bigger pan size. It just enables you to get the most use out of the palette, in my opinion. And Strip Poker is one of these shades that doesn't look like much in the pan, but it is a fantastic transition colour, and you can use it just to sculpt the eye for daytime looks or blend out the darker colours if you're doing a more dramatic evening look. And I'm also taking that shade down onto the lower lash line. Next I'm going to take this shade here, which is Cashmere Bunny, and I'm going to apply that to the outer corner. And I'm just going back in with the original brush that I used for the transition shade, just to blend that darker shade out. I'm also going to use this shade here, which is Sexpresso. It's just a very dark neutral brown, and that's just going to add a little bit more depth to the outer corner, and I'm also going to run it across the lower lash line just in the outer edge. And I'm just keeping that very close to my eye socket. I don't want to take it any higher than the other shades that we've already got down on the eye. I'm then taking the shade Silk Teddy, which is this gorgeous pinky metallic. And this is beautiful inner corner highlight. You could probably use this on your face as well. For eyeliners today, I'm using the Kiko Lasting Gel Liner, and this is just in the shade Black. And to do a small wing, I'm just going to use the KVD Tattoo Liner in the shade Trooper. And I know that I said a small wing, it was a little bit bigger than expected, but I'm not mad at it. I do enjoy a really nice wing liner. I've just jumped off camera to apply mascara and lashes, so we're now ready to move on to blush. One of my favourite blushes was the MAC Mineralize in the shade Warm Soul. I started using it again this year as part of my project pan, and I've fallen completely back in love with it. It's just the perfect neutral shade. And I'm just applying that to the cheek with a very light hand, building it up and blending it into the bronzer that we applied earlier. For lip liner, I'm using this one from MAC, and this is in the shade Dervish. And this lipstick is Peach Blossom from MAC, and it's in the Cream Sheen formula. This used to be a go-to of mine a few years ago. And to finish the look, I'm just going to apply some MAC Fix Plus and also Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray. I like to use both because I think the Fix Plus really melts the powder products into the skin and takes that powdery appearance away, but the Urban Decay All Nighter just locks the makeup in, and that's what's going to make my makeup last all day. So guys, this is the finished full face of old favourites. I'll link all of the products that I've used in the description box below. I really hope that you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please let me know by giving the video a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more videos from me, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because I would love to have you back. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on my next one. Enjoy the rest of your day.